Yeah, I can
Yep.
attest to that experience of being confronted with truths where I feel like I did believe you were saying the truth about like everything except me, and I knew that was illogical. Like I knew that can't be the solution. I mean, like I think everyone's smarter than that.
But it's a very interesting thing you raise, because Mary and I have, over the years, we've been doing this now publicly for 16 years. We've talked to tens of thousands of people. Almost everybody, when they hear divine truth, when it's external to themselves, their heart feels encouraged. You know what I mean? You feel some joy. You go, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's... Even if it's not true, it's pretty amazing. is what the average person feels. And then after a while, time, you work out maybe it is true, and you start experimenting with all that. But there's a joy in your heart to even experiment with that external truth. When you're told a personal truth, it is completely the opposite. It's completely the opposite. It's like he got no idea what he's talking about now. What's wrong with him? He's gone from knowing these things to not knowing me at all. He doesn't understand me. He doesn't get me. He doesn't, And anybody, by the way, you're going to feel God doesn't get you. You're going to feel God doesn't understand you. You're going to feel your justifications in the same way. And the more in alignment with somebody, that somebody is with God who's around you, the more you're going to feel they don't get you. They don't understand you. When they get you more than you realise, they do. But in the error, because it's personal now. We're not just talking about how the universe works and the lovely spheres and the spirits, and you have all that fear of death you had, well, that you didn't have to have that because there's this afterlife, and you're going to live forever. And, you got the opportunity to progress and start your progress whenever you want. Oh, that's relaxing to know. I don't have to panic about my progress. And there's all these wonderful things. And then we start talking about your personal error. It's just like, there's this like rage that comes up. And so we need to add, don't we, to that list? Rage, anger. And another one that many of you use towards me is condescension. Is that condescension? C before us?
Sension.
Condescension. No, that's not right. I can't spell. That's the truth. Condescension. Condescending.
Condi.
Right. There's an S and a C in there somewhere. Yeah. And the reason why we do that is because if we can belittle somebody else, it distances ourselves from having to listen to them. So what a lot of people do with me is they hear this divine truth, like, external, like about the spheres and everything. They go, oh yeah, this sounds all wonderful. It's amazing. I really like going there because it's really nice to listen to, and it's encouraging to my soul to listen to the fact that I live an eternal life, and that there's more going on than what just this life and all these things. And it's relieving actually to hear universal truth to your soul. Your soul feels relieved. But when it comes to our personal error and somebody starting to point it out, our soul does not feel relieved. Our soul feels like fight for the error, fight. Where we are in a state where we want to go to war. Then, now there's all sorts of ways we manage that. So the average person doesn't sort of realise that in themselves that they want to go to war and it's that bad. So they go, condescension, or they go comparison, or they go doubt, or they go excusing, or they go just stay in denial or illusion, or just blame my mum and dad for it all. The fact that I'm unloving now is all their fault. Or no, don't blame mum and dad because I still want a relationship. Blame God instead. That'd be a good idea. We do all sorts of things, including, of course, blame Jesus, right? Which is very high on most people's lists. When you come to a seminar and he's saying something to you that you don't want to hear, of course, most of the time you're going to blame the person who's brave enough to say it, aren't you? So that's normal. And what I'm saying is it's normal to have these responses and actions, but you've got to understand it's the error fighting for itself inside you. The sin is inside you. It's fighting to stay there. And it's going to be tricky, malicious, devious. It's going to be blaming and critical. It's going to do everything it possibly can to stay there. And then what you do with that is going to determine how good a relationship you ever have with God in your future. Right? That what you do when this confrontation begins is going to determine your future. Now, almost everyone I've ever met has lost the battle with error. When I say lost the battle, what I mean is they stay in their error. They don't allow the truth to influence their error. Almost everybody I know. And this is why, you come to one seminar and there's 200 people there. Well, we've had seminars like this. One seminar in the UK, 200 people came. The next day, 7. Okay. Right? Now, I was nice to them. I wasn't unkind. But what they were hearing was this starting to happen. We were talking about sexual matters. We were talking about relationship between men and women and how many people don't realise, but it's very, very damaged on earth, the relationship between men and women. And when we started focusing in on the fact that it was happening for many of the people in the group, many of them were very offended and so did not come ever again, never seen them again. Right? In Australia, we had an auditorium there gifted to us for a period of about 18 months. And in that time there, we had almost 300 people come every weekend for 18 months. Right? Almost every single one of those people are not listening to divine truth now. Almost every single one. Why is that? Because sooner or later, this is going to happen to you. It's going to happen to you. And you think it's not going to, but it is. And what's going to happen to you is there's going to become a confrontation, internal emotional confrontation between the truth that's being shared and the error that exists within. You understand? And that confrontation is going to get so great that you're going to use this and another 500 other methods, right, to reason yourself out of listening to the truth. And what's going to happen, unless you start embracing the truth, you're not going to love it anymore. You're going to hate it. That's what's going to happen, right? So many of you, we knew it's like 10 or 15 years ago, and then we don't see you for 10 years. That happens too, where somebody doesn't listen to for 10 years and then they go, what am I doing? I don't even understand why I stopped listening. There's many people like that are starting to listen again, who come back to us and say, look, I know we've been away for 10 years or whatever. I don't even understand why I went away. And when we start discussing this, they almost feel like going away straight away again. Right? Because there's all these methods we use, even things like time.
Yeah.
Just don't spend any time thinking about it. If you don't spend any time thinking about it, it's not going to bother you. Just things like that can cause these shifts to occur.